Welcome back to Healthy Aging with Nutrition. So here's a familiar scene. You finish lunch. Just a small bowl of rice, a little protein, maybe a few slices of fruit. Nothing unhealthy, right? But 30 minutes later, you feel tired, foggy, or even irritable. You check your sugar, and it's way higher than expected. That's why in this video, we're diving into one of the most overlooked parts of blood sugar control: your habits after meals. You'll discover why your glucose might be spiking even with normal meals, the timing mistake that most people make when checking their sugar, and, most importantly, a simple, science-backed 1-minute trick that can help flatten your blood sugar curve naturally without needing more medication. Even if you're eating healthy, your blood sugar can still spike silently, especially after 60. Let's uncover what's going on and how one small change can make a big difference. If you're ready to feel more energized, clear-headed, and in control after every meal, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss our weekly tips on healthy aging and natural blood sugar balance. Why your blood sugar spikes after meals, even if you eat healthy. After every meal, especially one with carbohydrates like rice, bread, fruit, or even beans, your blood sugar naturally rises. That's normal. But for people over 60, how high it rises and how long it stays elevated can be very different compared to someone younger. Here's why. As we age, our cells become more resistant to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from your blood into your cells. It's called insulin resistance, and it's incredibly common in older adults, especially those with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. That means after a meal, even a balanced one, your blood sugar may rise higher and stay elevated longer than you expect. You might not feel it immediately, but it shows up later as fatigue, cravings, mood swings, or a blood glucose reading that seems too high despite eating well. And here's where many people make a critical mistake. They check their blood sugar 2 hours after eating and assume they're fine if it's back down. But research shows that for many older adults, the real blood sugar peak happens 30 to 60 minutes after eating, not 2 hours later. So if you're only measuring your sugar once it's already coming down, you're missing the most important data. You might feel fine, while your body is quietly dealing with a glucose surge that increases inflammation, contributes to weight gain, and strains your pancreas over time. In fact, studies from the American Diabetes Association suggest that frequent high post-meal spikes, even if your fasting glucose looks okay, can increase the risk of heart disease and cognitive decline. So, what can you do? The first step is knowing when your sugar spikes, and understanding that it's not just about eating sweets. Even whole grain toast or a sweet potato can spike blood sugar if your body is insulin resistant and you're not pairing that food with the right habits. The good news? There's a simple, science-backed action you can take right after meals to reduce those spikes, and we'll show you exactly what that is next. What should you do after eating to keep blood sugar stable? So now that you know why your blood sugar might spike, even after a healthy meal, let's talk about what you can actually do to control it naturally. These are simple, science-backed strategies you can start using today. No extra pills, no complicated rules. Just walk. the 1-minute trick that changes everything. Right after you eat, your blood sugar naturally begins to rise. But what if you could flatten that curve with just one simple habit and no medication? Science says you can. A short walk, even for just 2 to 10 minutes, can make a surprising difference. You don't need to walk far or fast. Just moving lightly around the house, taking a few laps down the hallway, or walking circles around your kitchen can activate your muscles. And here's the key. When muscles contract during light activity, they start absorbing glucose from your blood immediately without needing insulin. That means you're reducing your post-meal sugar spike in real time. One study published in Diabetology at 2016 found that walking for just 10 minutes after meals lowered blood sugar more effectively than walking for 30 minutes at any other time of day. The researchers observed the biggest improvements in older adults, especially after dinner. And even the CDC now encourages walking after meals as a natural way to lower glucose and support insulin sensitivity. We heard from Carol, 72, a viewer of this channel, who started walking after lunch and dinner. "I just do loops in my living room for 5 minutes while listening to the radio," she said, "and my blood sugar doesn't jump like it used to." After 1 week, her glucose readings dropped by 20 to 30 points without any new medications, just a small daily change. But the timing is everything. To get the full benefit, start walking within 10 minutes of finishing your meal when your glucose is still rising. Think of it like catching a wave before it crests. Wait too long, and the spike might already be underway, making the walk less effective. If there's one post-meal habit to start today, this is it. Simple, free, and backed by real science. Do you take a little walk after eating? We'd love to hear your experience. Share in the comments how it affects your energy or blood sugar. That's the power of a simple walk. It gives you immediate control over your blood sugar without relying on pills or complicated diets. And it works for all fitness levels. But walking is just one tool. What if you could actually see how your blood sugar responds to every bite you eat in real time?
2. Use a CGM if you have access. No two people respond to food the same way. You might think a small bowl of oatmeal is a healthy choice, but for your body, it might hit like a candy bar. That's because how we metabolize carbs can vary wildly, especially after 60 when insulin resistance becomes more common. A continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, gives you a complete picture of your glucose curve throughout the day, not just a single number. Unlike a standard finger prick test that shows you one snapshot, CGMs track your levels 24/7. You can actually see the spike after that fruit smoothie, or how a walk flattens the curve after dinner. Let's take John, 67, who shared his story with us. He always believed his breakfast of steel-cut oats and banana was healthy, until he tried a CGM. What he saw shocked him. His blood sugar spiked 80 points after breakfast, then crashed 2 hours later. He felt tired and irritable, but never made the connection. After seeing the data, he swapped his morning oats for eggs and sautéed spinach. Within a few days, his sugar curve smoothed out, and so did his energy and mood. You don't have to wear a CGM forever. Even just 2 weeks can give you insights that might take years to figure out otherwise. You'll learn which foods spike your glucose the most, and which combinations help keep you stable. It's one of the fastest ways to take the guesswork out of managing diabetes, because what works for others might not work for you. CGMs are becoming more available and easier to use than ever. Talk to your doctor or look into over-the-counter options if they're available in your area. It's not just data, it's clarity, confidence, and control.
3. Apply the no-change rule to keep glucose in a safe zone. Once you start tracking your blood sugar, whether with a CGM or regular finger sticks, you might notice a pattern. Some meals cause huge spikes, while others barely move the needle. But how do you know if a spike is too high? That's where one powerful guideline comes in, something many functional doctors and diabetes educators now call the no-change rule. And it might just change the way you look at your meals forever. The idea is simple. Your blood sugar should stay within about 20 to 30 points of your pre-meal level. Ideally, no big jump. So, if you're at 100 before a meal, the goal is to stay near 100 afterward, especially in that first 30 to 60 minutes when the real spike tends to happen. Now, this may sound impossible at first, but many seniors who follow this approach find that once they tweak their food combinations and portions, even slightly, the results are surprising. Take Marie, 70 years old. She was shocked to see her glucose hitting 170 after meals she thought were healthy. But once she started testing earlier and aiming for no change, she began adjusting what and how she ate. Less fruit, more protein. Smaller rice portions, more fiber. Within weeks, her post-meal numbers dropped by 30 points, and her energy and mental clarity improved too. The beauty of this rule is that it gives you clear feedback. If your glucose jumps 50, 60, 80 points, your body's telling you something's not working. But if it stays steady, you're on the right track. And no, it doesn't mean giving up all your favorite foods. It means learning how to pair them, time them, and portion them in a way that keeps your body balanced. Have you ever tested your sugar right before and 30 minutes after a meal? Try it. You might be surprised which foods are helping you and which are quietly working against you. So, the next time you eat, try the no-change rule. Check your blood sugar before and 30 minutes after a meal and see what your body's really telling you. It's one of the smartest habits you can build for long-term control. If you try it today, leave a comment below and let us know your before and after numbers. It's a small experiment, but it could change how you eat forever. And if you're wondering, what else can I do without relying on more meds? The answer might surprise you. Because sometimes it's the smallest changes that bring the biggest wins.
Eat smart, feel better. 5 life-changing tweaks for stable glucose. You don't need a complete diet overhaul to start seeing better blood sugar numbers. In fact, small, consistent tweaks in your routine, especially after age 60, can make a surprisingly big impact. Begin each meal with fiber or protein. Start your meal with a small salad, a few bites of steamed broccoli, half an avocado, or a boiled egg. These foods act like natural speed bumps, slowing digestion and helping sugar enter your bloodstream more gradually. This one change can significantly reduce post-meal glucose spikes. Drink apple cider vinegar before high-carb meals. Mix 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar into a glass of water and drink it 10 to 15 minutes before eating foods like rice or bread. Research shows this can improve insulin sensitivity and lower glucose by up to 34%. Avoid this tip if you have acid reflux and consult your doctor if unsure. Finish dinner earlier, 2 to 3 hours before bed. Late-night meals are harder to process and often lead to higher morning glucose and poor sleep. Simply shifting dinner earlier gives your body time to digest and helps your blood sugar reset overnight. Watch your portions, especially carbs. Try cutting your portion of rice or pasta in half and replacing it with non-starchy veggies. Eat slowly, chew well, and stop when you're about 80% full. This helps reduce glucose surges and makes digestion easier. Split large meals into 2 smaller ones. Instead of one heavy meal, divide it into 2 smaller ones spaced an hour or 2 apart. This gives your body time to handle the carbs more gently, keeping your blood sugar more stable throughout the day. These 5 habits may seem small, but over time, they build a strong foundation for better energy, more balanced moods, and healthier aging. Every meal is an opportunity to take back control, one bite, one habit at a time. Managing blood sugar after meals doesn't have to be complicated. Today, we uncovered why even healthy meals can spike your glucose, especially after 60. Why checking your sugar too late might give you a false sense of safety. And how a short walk right after eating can make a huge difference. We also talked about tools like CGMs to personalize your food choices, and small, science-backed habits like starting meals with fiber, drinking apple cider vinegar before carbs, eating earlier dinners, and being mindful of portions. These tips aren't about perfection. They're about stacking small wins, one step at a time, so you can feel better, age stronger, and take control of your health naturally. If this video helped you, tap the like button to support the channel. Subscribe to Healthy Aging with Nutrition for weekly tips made just for you. And tell us in the comments, what do you do after meals to keep your blood sugar in check? You're not alone on this journey, and you're already doing something powerful, learning and taking action. Keep going. We're with you every step of the way.